All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we are diving into a story that proves you don't need a fancy trust fund to build an online empire.
Yep. Not at all.
We're talking pure hustle, drop shipping, digital marketing, the whole 9 yards. And let me tell you, this story is one heck of a ride.
It really is. And you know what? We're going to unpack all of it. The wins, the early fumbles, the moments where it all could have gone sideways.
Exactly.
It's like a masterclass in what really goes down when you're building a business from the ground up. Get ready for the real deal, not just some shiny highlight reel.
And speaking of starting from scratch, this story starts about as relatable as it gets. Picture this.
Yeah.
You're a kid, average American family, no silver spoon, no entrepreneurial mentors whispering secrets in your ear.
But here's the thing. Even without those advantages, even as a kid, this guy Jordan, he already had that entrepreneurial itch.
You know what I mean?
That burning desire to create something from nothing, always scheming, always exploring new ideas. I think that internal drive is what really sets entrepreneurs apart.
I totally agree. It's not about where you come from. It's about that fire in your belly.
Exactly.
And speaking of fire, let's talk drop shipping. This is where Jordan's journey really kicks into gear. So imagine this. You want to sell stuff online, right? But you don't want the headache of storing inventory, packing boxes.
All that logistical stuff.
Exactly. That's the beauty of drop shipping. It's like the ultimate shortcut.
Right. Lower barrier to entry for sure. And that's what draws a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs in, Jordan included. But
there's always a but.
There's a whole other side to it that people don't always see.
Because it seems so simple, doesn't it? You're the middleman connecting customers to suppliers. What could go wrong?
Yeah, as Jordan learned pretty quickly, a lot can go wrong.
Oh, I bet.
Anyone can cobble together a website these days, but finding the right products, making yourself stand out in that crowded online space, and then there's the whole digital marketing game.
Which is a beast in itself.
Exactly.
And that's where those early failures come in. And believe me, Jordan had his share. We're talking product launches that flopped harder than a pancake. Marketing campaigns that went absolutely nowhere.
Been there.
But you know what? The thing about Jordan is he didn't let those setbacks break him.
That's the spirit.
Instead of throwing in the towel, he treated those early stumbles like valuable lessons. He took the time to analyze what went wrong, tweaked his strategies, and just kept experimenting until he found that winning formula.
He embodies that test and learn mentality that is so crucial in the fast-paced world of online business. It's all about adapting, you know?
It's like he was determined to fail his way to success. But here's the thing. It wasn't just blind luck. His big break came from a combination of, well, let's call it sharp observation and strategic risk-taking.
Okay, I like that. Go on.
He had his finger on the pulse, spotted a gap in a specific niche market, and he went all in.
See, and that's where that entrepreneurial intuition comes into play.
Absolutely.
It wasn't about stumbling upon something by chance. It was about understanding his target audience, what they were craving, what they needed, and then delivering it to them on a silver platter.
Instead of trying to sell ice to Eskimos, he found his people, his tribe, and gave them exactly what they didn't even know they needed. And once he knew who he was talking to, he became an absolute master at reaching them online. We're talking laser-focused ads, building a community, and creating a brand that was unmistakably him.
And that's key, right? Because these days, it's not enough to just have a great product. You need to cut through the noise, build that trust, create a connection that makes people choose you over everyone else.
It's like that saying, hold on, what is it? A brand is not what you say it is, it's what they say it is.
Exactly.
And Jordan, he cracked the code. He really did. Especially when it came to social media.
Oh, yeah. Social media was his playground.
It seems like everyone's trying to crack the social media code these days.
It's a jungle out there.
So what was Jordan doing that was so different? How'd he go from zero to hero on platforms like Facebook?
Well, for starters, he didn't just throw spaghetti at the wall and hope for the best, you know? He was strategic. He did his homework.
Okay, so for those of us who still haven't figured out Facebook ads.
Which is, let's be honest, most people.
Pretty much. What was he doing that actually turned those scrollers into buyers?
One of his secret weapons was this thing called retargeting.
Retargeting?
You ever notice how sometimes you look at something online, like a pair of shoes or whatever?
All the time.
And then suddenly those exact shoes are popping up in your Facebook feed?
It's like they're following me around.
Exactly. That's retargeting. Jordan was a master at using it to remind people about the awesome products they were already interested in.
So smart. It's like out of sight, out of mind, but he made sure you never really forgot. But he wasn't just a one-trick pony, right? Facebook wasn't his only stomping ground.
No way. He knew better than to put all his eggs in one basket. He was all over influencer marketing, too.
Ah, the power of partnering with people who already have a massive following.
Exactly. He found influencers who aligned with his brand, his niche, and he built these genuine relationships with them. That's key.
Because people can sniff out a fake a mile away.
Oh, for sure. So Jordan's collaborations, they always felt authentic. They felt real.
And that translates to trust, which is huge when you're trying to build a brand online.
Huge. And you know what else I admire about Jordan? He never stopped learning. He was constantly reading, going to industry events, networking with other entrepreneurs, always soaking up new knowledge.
It's like he had that fear of missing out, but not for parties or vacations, for knowledge.
Right. He knew that to stay ahead of the curve, he had to keep learning, keep growing.
And the best part is, he didn't keep all that knowledge to himself. He shares everything on his YouTube channel. It's like a goldmine of advice for aspiring entrepreneurs.
And what makes his advice so valuable is his willingness to be vulnerable. He talks openly about his failures, his doubts, the challenges he's faced along the way. He doesn't pretend to have all the answers.
Which is so refreshing because, let's face it, nobody has it all figured out.
Right. We all stumble. We all make mistakes. It's part of the journey. But Jordan, he owns it, and that makes him so relatable.
And that vulnerability, it builds trust, which, as we were saying before, is crucial in the online world. So we've got this guy, built a successful business from scratch, master of social media, but then there's this whole other side to him.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know he's a huge advocate for, mental and physical well-being?
Oh, absolutely. He's all about that holistic approach to success. You can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Sure, couldn't have said it better myself. So true. It's like everyone's so busy chasing the next win, they forget to appreciate how far they've come. But gratitude, that seems to be one of Jordan's secret weapons.
It's huge. Taking the time to appreciate the good stuff. It shifts your whole perspective, helps you reframe challenges, stay motivated, especially when things get tough. And let's be real, in the entrepreneurial world,
Things are going to get tough.
exactly. It's inevitable. But gratitude, it's like that inner armor that helps you weather the storm. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Jordan's journey, I'm curious, what are your big takeaways?
Oh, there are so many. But I think for anyone listening, whether you're just dipping your toes into the entrepreneurial waters or you're already knee-deep,
Love that analogy.
Jordan's story proves one thing: resilience. That's the magic ingredient. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about how you bounce back from it.
Couldn't agree more.
And, it's not just about blind hustle either. Jordan's success, it came from a combination of hard work, adaptability, and this unwavering belief in himself and his vision. But he also didn't try to reinvent the wheel,
Oh, he was smart about it.
He sought out mentors, he learned from the best, even if it meant learning from his own mistakes. He was never afraid to ask for help. And that's something I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with.
Absolutely. We put so much pressure on ourselves to have it all figured out, but the truth is, nobody does.
And that's okay. It's about the journey, right? The stumbles, the wins, the lessons learned along the way.
Exactly. So if there's one thing you take away from Jordan's incredible story, let it be this. Embrace the unknown, never stop learning, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Because success leaves clues. And Jordan, he's practically leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for all of us to follow. So get out there, chase those dreams, and remember, you don't have to do it alone.
And don't forget to celebrate those wins along the way, no matter how small they may seem. Until next time, keep those entrepreneurial fires burning.
See you on the next Deep Dive.